Currently I'm just seeing myself in the horror, and that's basically my morning ritual, so... Don't waste the good shit while we're not live, Sam.
Well, we technically are, just no one's about.
Yeah.
Fill this one down. Sorry, plants. There we go. Oof. I'm sat on my phone and I'm being attacked by a Digimon. Yep. Do you want me to scooch everything over so you can sit?
Yeah, if you want the couch,
The couch.
that's fine. A couch. I don't know.
Ow. Well, I mean, that's technically the nap sofa.
The nap sofa.
Yeah, because the minute you lay down on it with the intention to kind of just get comfortable, you end up falling asleep.
Yes.
Let me fix the camera on that. Da, 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 da. Podcast settings. Advanced settings. There we go. Okay. Ooh, not messing around with that.
Tweet. Please tell me that's having to a link. It did! And I got the link right, yes.
Alrighty.
I love how for default purposes it puts you at like 999 viewers.
And it's like,
I was gonna say, I watch people who do this for a living.
Nope. If I scooch around here.
Okay. Oh, I'm sat on a snake.
Yep, the snake does that. We've recently dug him back up from the back of the couch.
Okay.
Ugh. Footstool time. Whoa, screen killer. You're kind of there. I can shift. Let me shift the camera a bit again.
Say, like, probably easier to scooch that than us, frankly. Yeah, that works.
Sweet. Ow.
Okay,
Yeah, just kicking the sofa. Ugh. Righty. Okay, so I'm putting there because I actually want to be able to see what I'm doing.
That's fair, that's fair.
Right, new game.
I've forgotten so much about this.
I did to an extent, and then I thought about it again, and I was like, oh, I remember what I meant to do. Because I spectacularly failed the first few times I was playing it.
I remember. I tuned in. All I remember of this is it's based on like some kind of mystery in like the Polish wilderness of like a missing family of some kind.
It was an expedition crew. It explains it here.
Yeah.
56 years ago, Russia, the northern Ural Mountains. A group of 9 students of the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked upon a difficult winter expedition to reach the Otorten mountain. Their journey seemed to progress according to plan. However, on the 7th day of their trip, the weather conditions worsened. They lost their orientation and were forced to set up a camp on the slope of the mountain called Kholat Siakal. It was their last stop. 3 weeks later in Yekaterinburg, when their families received no word of their success, the first rescue expeditions were sent. On February 25th, 1959, an abandoned encampment was found. The tent was torn down and covered with snow, with all the group's belongings left inside. Further examination revealed it was cut from inside out. The surrounding footprints indicated the crew had fled the tent. They were barefooted. This suggests a frantic escape, characteristic of people scared out of their wits. 2 sets of prints led to a forested area down the slope. the rescue team found an improvised fireplace and 2 bodies. They were lying in but their underwear, with cuts and scratches to their limbs, suggesting they had tried to climb the tree in panic. What could terrify them so much? The next 3 bodies were found scattered a few hundred meters from the first discovery. One of them had suffered a fractured skull, this despite no evidence of a struggle. It took the spring thaw 2 months later to enable the rescue team to find the rest of the victims. The last 4 skiers were found buried in a thick layer of ice and snow. Their autopsies led to even more bizarre findings. All of the bodies had severe internal injuries caused by an undetermined force, similar to that of a serious car accident. No external damage nor bruises were visible, besides a tongue ripped from one victim's mouth and a strange orange skin color. Much speculation arose from these puzzling events. Such theories included attack from the local tribesmen, from an avalanche, or animals. Each theory, however, only served to create more questions. The truth behind this tragic course of events remains unexplained to this day. What really happened? Maybe the answer still waits to be discovered, deep under the snow.
That's what we made a game about.
Yep, which pretty much brings every single conspiracy theory idea about what happened into it. So, you know, you've got satanic ritualists, you've got weird beasties that hide out in the snow, you've got a comet that appears at one point.
Comet?
Yeah, because basically the whole thing of the fractured skull and the impact was pretty much, someone pointed out, it was like the introducer saying from a car crash, but something had to bring the force to do that.
Of course, yeah.
So some people suggested that maybe the Russian government at the time were doing nuclear tests, because the thing with the USSR is you kind of learn that they were not above burying information. So it's entirely possible that something did happen.
Well, yeah, that certainly would explain it. It takes a lot of force to crack a human skull. But even then, the force of a nuclear blast, even from miles away, is enough to sort of slow it back. Plus, it sounds destructive.
Yep. So at this point, you can just wander around in this abandoned village, like nobody's around, and I don't believe you can. I'm trying to remember all the buttons, and I remember the sprinting one isn't that thing dick.
Or is it clicking instead?
It's something. Yeah, it's holding down the stick to sprint, but like they run for like maybe 5 paces and then go nope. So an unnamed horror protagonist. Like I got quite far in last time I played this, and there's like nothing about the character you're playing as at all. An Eerie Sounds video that was done by Kaylee Elise, and she was talking about how like the USSR tended to bury stuff, and there was during the space race, it's implied that a couple of other astronauts were shot up into space, but they didn't come back down again, so they didn't want to admit that, you know, they'd killed people by doing this thing.
That one's a very popular one. Just because it sounds about right, you don't really want to play
You could do it in minor key.
Yeah, but okay.
Is it already minor key?
Maybe. I mean, minor key makes everything sense.
Just miles of fucking nothing, though.
Yeah.
See, I can't even remember if I'm going the right way.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Oh, a map button.
Because I think you get the map once you find one of those campsites.
Yeah, I've wandered off into arse end of nowhere. I hate there's no jump button.
Why would you ever jump though? Like, people do not jump as much as video games imply we should. Ow.
I'm pretty sure this is where I'm meant to go. I've just wandered off in the wrong direction. Okay, so screw actually being...
Yeah, that looks... yeah.
Foreboding.
Yeah.
Are you coming to me?
Oh yeah, I should point out the Sean Bean voices in this.
Yeah. He didn't quite sound like him in that opening narration.
I don't know if that was him.
But might not have been. Maybe this is where he ended up off Silent Hill.
Yeah, he time travelled back to the 1950s.
Wait, this is in the 1950s.
No, the incident that happened in the 1950s. It's kind of implied the guy who's saying, "Oh, you're coming to find me," is
right.
like someone from an experiment that happened in the 1950s.
Okay.
In the end, the only thing I saw was a flash. An insufferable burning light. The pain ripping apart my body. I felt it tearing out of my soul. After a while, I was nobody. Nothing. The light went out and I vanished into overwhelming darkness. I welcomed the end with delight.
Pretty stubborn.
Behind you.
Okay, for all that we know nothing about the player character, I don't think it's stupid for not coming out of this, but at least a compass.
Compasses are fucked.
I mean, yeah, but they don't know that going in, do they?
True.
It's like the amount of people that have gone into Silent Hill with radios. Sure, they don't work, but it's a sound idea.
Well, they do kind of work, just not quite in the way they're meant to. They warn you of when monsters are nearby, typically.
Yeah.
Because it picks up their electrical waves, or some kind of pseudoscience bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, again, on the creepy audio one, like, even planets give off radio waves.
True.
And have their own sounds, which is really weird, like...
Yeah, that stuff amazes me, frankly.
Ooh, it takes a long time to load, but it's because it's loading the entire map.
Yeah, you couldn't compartmentalize your game, could you?
Nope. To be honest, I think they feel like that would have broken the immersion.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to hold on to your humanity? When others convince you of being no more than a subject, an object, which they can bend to their will. When they told you that you were a monster that deserved punishment. When you could really not remember your sins. When they took away your loved ones, leaving you to rot in the dark. The problem is that in their darkness, you have never been alone.